Joining me now here on Westwood One's coverage of Monday Night Football is the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, Jeff Saturday. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. So you've got a big Monday night game. Obviously, every game's big for you. How are you, I guess, for the lack of a better phrase, holding up? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I mean, obviously losing sucks. I'm not, I'm not accustomed to losing games, and so that part has been hard. But from a growth and perspective from the team, I've been very proud of how these guys have worked. And when I got here, and just the things that I made a priority and tried to push with these guys, they've really met the challenge. And again, listen, you're coming in 8 weeks in, 9 weeks in, whatever it is. And, I have half the offensive staff that was here before, and the three basic major portions of the offensive passing scheme are gone, and asking the other coaches to kind of step in and do that. It has been all hands on deck offensively, asking guys to do things they had never done. You have Parks, who had never called plays, he's calling, and then just the different roles and responsibilities. I don't think people understand how much you're asking of guys to do another coach's job. And when they haven't been doing it and try to get accustomed to doing it, and then throwing everything else in the mix, it's definitely had its challenges. But at the end of it, everybody has no one's complained, no one's made excuses. Everybody's stepped in and done their part. Unfortunately, we haven't closed out games. We've given ourselves opportunities, just haven't found a way to close them out.
Yeah, you almost handed Philadelphia a second consecutive loss. You're down just 21-19 in the fourth quarter, and Dallas obviously up 33-0 against the Minnesota Vikings. How, for a lack of a better question, I'll just come through the front door. I've known you for a very long time.
Yeah.
Knowing the way that these things have all worked out, would you have taken the job if you had known all of what was about to ensue? Jeff, you're not used to this sort of stuff,
No, but listen, it's funny, the way that the world perceives it and the way that the reality of it are two totally different things, right? I understand. I've been in locker rooms for a long time. I've been around the game for a long time, and there are things that we have done to ourselves that are self-inflicted wounds, and we keep making those mistakes. And listen, that started long before I got here. I would have never gotten here to begin with, right? So I didn't think that they would instantly change because someone else comes in. There's a lot of habits and there's a lot of culture that needs to be framed up in a way that I would do it a little differently. But listen, I make no excuses about it. In Philadelphia, again, we make errors late in the game, don't complete a drive, miss a field goal, and give them an opportunity to stay in it. No different than in Minnesota. And as bad as they played in the first half and gave us an opportunity to score 33, we should have scored 50, and we didn't, right? Like we kick a lot of field goals instead of converting in the red zone. That our offense didn't change in Minnesota of what we have been doing. We've had the same issues since I've been here, and you have to find ways to make plays. So we fast forward to the second half. We make all the errors in the second half they made in the first half, and they take advantage of it. Ultimately, it gets down to a point where, we have to make plays, and we don't make plays offensively and give up explosive plays defensively. And like I told the guys, we earned it, right? Like we did everything we could do to keep them in the game. And so when I look at it, that doesn't deter me, from a do I want to do this, or do I like what I'm doing, or do I feel fully capable of doing it? I'm not deterred at all. I understand. I've been in games when we lost 41-0 in a playoff game. I got 5 Hall of Famers on that team, right? I've lost some really tough games that you live on for 7 months, right? Until the season starts again. I know what a painful loss feels like. And this is pain, but like I told the guys, the great part about this is we get to go play next Monday and get rid of this, right? And the way the NFL works is you have another opportunity to go out there. And so don't miss that. But disappointed, not dissuaded. And as far as like changing my mind, absolutely not.
Jeff Saturday, Colts coach here on the Rich Eisen Show, as well as Westwood One's coverage of Monday Night Football. So let's get to the here and now. Why Nick Foles? Why go turn to him now? Jeff?
Yeah, listen, we were not making enough plays offensively, and I've told everybody this. This is not just a Matt Ryan issue, but again, we have to find a way to make those plays, and whether that's pushing the ball down the field more because you're having safeties play at 7 and 8 yards, and it affects the way you can run it. We've done a good job of establishing the run, being able to do that. But you and I both know, without explosive plays in the NFL, you're not beating many teams. It's hard to have sustained drives, drive after drive, and a defense just playing bend but don't break, knowing that at some point you're going to make a mistake, right? That's just the way the NFL goes. And so I told Nick, he comes in, give us something, right, down the field, or give us a spark, and finding a way to get these guys motivated to make those type of plays. I felt like Nick had done a good job. This is, as I'm watching him against the scout team, made some really good throws down the field. And so we had that conversation, and that's why I made the move.
Okay. So how tough was that conversation with Matt Ryan?
It's tough. Yeah. I mean, and Rich, you know how I feel like, and you and I have known each other for a long time. I love this game. Matt Ryan is a fantastic football player. And unfortunately, this season has not gone any way that he would have wanted it to go. And this was even well before I got here, and it's documented. You know what happened, and when they benched him and did those things. But Matt works his tail off, and he shows up every day and does exactly what he's asked to do. He leads like a true pro. Even since he and I had that discussion, but he was such a pro. I sat down and I told him exactly why, and he was like, "Coach, I get it. I'm with you. I understand." And as much as you don't like it as a player, he's like, I'll do whatever I got to do to help this team win. And so you give me my role, and I'm going to play it. And I'm so grateful for it. And listen, he's been great for Nick and Sam, even this week, about encouraging those guys. And so I'm grateful to him. Those conversations are never easy, because you feel for him as a player, and you feel for him as a man, right? Because it's not just the football. And I would love to say that it's just that, but you and I both know there's so much more to it from the outside, the way people talk about you and, demean what you've done. They're always going to take shots. And I told him, I was like, man, you got, your head held high. You've had an incredible career that many would dream to have. And I just hate that this is happening to him right now.
All right. In the couple minutes I have left with you, Jeff Saturday, who's your inner circle? Who have you been leaning on over the last several weeks as you've undertaken this endeavor?
What? It's funny, Rich. I won't get into all the names, but I will say this. Yes. I have had more people reach out to me, former head coaches, active head coaches, and it's been so refreshing, because all I heard was every coach is going to hate you, right? I mean, when you come in, everybody's going to, sling mud. Nobody's going to respect. I'm telling you, whatever. But I've had an enormous amount of people call me and tell me, Saturday, I see a difference, right? I'm watching the tape. I see you're doing what needs to be done. Nothing is fast in the NFL. Understand. I've had more guys call me and go, I was 3-13 in my first year. I won one game. I was 1-8 my first season, right? I had one who's active now, is like, they were trying to fire me a month ago, and now everybody in my city loves me. You know what I mean? So I have really appreciated how many people have reached out to me and just said, Sat, man, like this is part of it, and this is part of the process, and it has nothing to do with your quote experience or inexperience. This is what the NFL is going to look like, and just be prepared, but do not be deterred for anything that's being said, because it's all, we get it each and every week. So I've been grateful for that.
Well, I'm sure Peyton is one of them, right? Peyton or Dungy or right, called you up, text you or something like that.
Yeah. It's these are the former head coaches that I'm referring to. Yeah, a ton of players, obviously, but that's always been a good circle. But the coaches themselves it's been a really nice addition to my group of friends.
All right, last one for you. So, do you want the gig full time? You want it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I said it a few weeks ago, and I feel, I mean, obviously there's, you want to be armed with with the ability to do things your way. And
Yeah.
you can't do that midway through a season, but absolutely. I love my opportunity. I love what I'm getting a chance to do and learning, growing, and having fun doing it. Just got to get more wins than losses. Cause that's the bear of this thing. Those losses weigh a lot heavier as a coach than they did a player. I can assure you.
I bet. So Jeff Saturday, thanks so much. Have a Merry Christmas with you and your family, and let's keep in touch, brother. Thanks
Happy
again.
holidays, my friend. Be well.
You got that's Jeff Saturday, Colts head coach prior to Monday Night Football against the Chargers.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.